condensing unit. So right now, just from a visual, the plunger is pulled in. We're gonna check for proper 240. Yes, we've got 240. We do not have 240 coming out, but the plunger is pulled in. I'll make sure we've got proper, it should be 110 coil voltage. That's 240 coil volts. We do have proper voltage, so it looks like we're gonna have a bad contactor. And we'll dig a little further into it. I'm pretty familiar with this equipment. It's usually low on gas, so I'm wondering if we're just going on and off on low pressure. But we'll get a new contactor and we'll start testing some things. All right, so we got the disconnect pulled. We got our new contactor here. Go ahead and move this. This is your low pressure. Something I can tell is this is actually an indoor unit. So it's kind of wrong to be outside, but we see it all the time. So we're gonna confirm voltage is dead here. 240. Try 240, we'll go each leg to ground. Nothing on that one. Nothing on that one. Alright, so now it's pretty much just plug and play. This is the same exact contactor, so we're just gonna swap all the wires over. So something I noticed already. Here, this is not actuated yet. This is leaking refrigerant pretty bad. That's with this all the way closed. I haven't even opened it yet, so here's where we're at. New contactor. I got the amp clamp on. I got liquid line temp, liquid line pressure. Took this off. I haven't even opened up the packing, but whenever you're checking on here, so there's no pressure here originally until you open the stem. You're gonna push it up, get a little refrigeration wrench. But there's a packing on here normally. This one doesn't appear to have it. You're supposed to loosen the packing and it kind of saves the service valve. But yeah, that one's definitely leaking pretty bad because we're at 23 PSI on it. I'm not trying to let it go. But we're gonna go ahead and apply some power and see what's going on here. So this, front seat it. Now we've got high side pressure, liquid line, supply return. I gotta go hook up to these, and then the suction pressure, it's inside. Let's go ahead and apply some power here. So it's short cycling pretty bad. That's what killed the contactor. So let's look here. Our low pressure comes in, goes through the one side of 110 volts. The other side goes directly to the coil voltage. The low pressure switch basically breaks one side of the coil voltage. So if we follow it back up here, it goes right here to low pressure. So we're definitely going off on low pressure. So this is a packing right here. There's one on the suction service port. You just use your little crescent wrench and loosen it. Already loosened it. Once you loosen it, then you can actuate this. You can see where low pressure is standing. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and just throw a pound in it on the liquid side. Whenever you're charging with the system off, you charge through the liquid. Charging with the system on, charge through the suction. So I'm going to go ahead and just throw a pound in it. That way we can keep it on and monitor it, and we'll get that sight glass clear, and we'll start checking for some leaks. Alright, so we got the scales in. I went ahead and just removed the probe and just hooked up the S-man and purge it right here. Okay. And we're going to charge the high side. Freezer it. And there is dye in the system, so I'm probably just going to grab a UV light and go ahead and look for a leak. I know that this valve right here is leaking because it was leaking by with it closed. This one didn't seem to be leaking, and I'm pretty sure we got some evaporator coil leaks, so I think we're just going to stop right about half a pound. I got the system back on. My glass is flashing. Suction pressure dropping pretty low. I'll probably put it at about 2 pounds and let it run. I need that box temperature to come down. It's currently at about 78. Charge it by superheating the box, and then by sight glass. We'll have a clear sight glass, and we want about, depending on the box temperature, I'd say anywhere from 5 to 12 degrees of superheat at the evaporator. So this ain't really low, we're already 4 pounds in. Sight glass is still flashing. Pressures are decent. I'm gonna let it run because right now it's a 78 superheat at the box with like a 67 supply. So we're just gonna wait and let it come down to temperature a little more before I keep adding. While I'm waiting, I've got a crappy UV light here. If I can get it to work, I'm gonna look. See that looks like it's been leaking. And also this, I'm not seeing anything else at the condenser. So we're gonna go hit the evaporator real quick. Alright, so we did find some leaks. Right now I'm just adding gas, trying to clear the sight glass, get it cooling properly, but it's leaking in the evaporator coil. We found that with the dye pack, and I hit it with some big blue leak bubbles, and it was bubbling. It was hard to tell in the video, but you could see the little bubbles entering right where the aluminum meets the copper. So it is repairable. You could cut the aluminum and braze it, but it's also leaking on the suction port and the liquid port. So this is an ongoing thing. This equipment's been leaking for years. I'm going to try to recommend replacing it, or at least doing some type of repair to minimize the leaks. But right now we're just going to wait. I'll update y'all once we get a decent superheat in the box. Sight glass, pressures are good, 39 superheat at the compressor. I'm gonna go check what the indoor readings are, but it is full of product, very hot beer, lots of humidity, so I don't expect the temperature or the superheat to be very good, but we'll go check and see how much it's changed. Alright, so we're at the evaporator. It's about 56 degrees in the box. We've got about a 28 superheat. So it's looking pretty good. As the box comes down to temperature, the superheat's going to drop. So we're just going to wait until this gets closer to satisfying, right around 35 to 40 degrees. Alright, so I've been watching it for a while. We now have a 10 superheat at the evaporator, which is perfect. It is currently 49 degrees in the box, which I did just open it. But the system's working properly now, so that's going to be pretty much it for this one. Alright, so I want to give a rundown of this call. So I got here, the evaporator was working, condensing unit wasn't. I checked, we had proper 240 volts, and the coil voltage was there as well. So the plunger was pulled in, but it wasn't making good contact. You can see the pit here. This is the one that wasn't being used. You see how pitted and burnt they are. So it was a bad contactor, but I figured something caused this issue because it doesn't look like a very old contactor. And when we checked, it was low on refrigerant. We ended up adding refrigerant, got the sight glass clear, ended with a 10 superheat in the box at the evaporator. And then I did a UV leak search, found the evaporator coil has a bunch of pinholes in it, and then also the service valves are leaking. So I gave the customer some options, and they said that they're gonna think about it and give us a call back. But that's pretty much it for this one. Thank you for watching.